Hey guys, and welcome to today's episode. This is David with Geeks and Jocks. In this channel, we talk everything about Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, and Pokemon TCGs. And in this episode, we're gonna be talking about what I think if Dragoon, Red Eyes Dragoon, is gonna be banned in the next ban list. And this is what this episode is gonna be about. But before we go into the episode, remind you, if you like the content, you can comment, like, and share. Also, you can subscribe if you haven't done so already. And without further ado, let's jump into the video. So first of all, what do I think if Dragoon is going to be banned or not? I personally think it's not going to be banned, and I'm going to give you the reasons why I don't think it's going to be banned. First of all, what does Red Eyes Dragoon do? Red Eyes Dragoon is a dark level 8 spellcaster fusion monster with 30,000 of attack, 2,500 of defense, and that has the effect that reads like this. It needs a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, or a 1 Dragon effect monster. It cannot be destroyed by card effects. Neither player can target this card with effects, and during your main phase, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. You can use this effect a number of times per turn, up to the number of normal monsters used as fusion material for this card once per turn. When a card effect is activated, quick effect, you can discard one card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card, and if you do that, this card gains 1,000 attack. So from what it is, it's a very powerful boss monster. It's a very powerful card, but it has it obviously can be defeated, and it has downsides, and we're gonna talk about the downsides later, just to go through the video a lot easier. But what ways to out Dragoon will be the following. First of all, it can be destroyed by battle. This card can be destroyed by battle. So other strategies like Great Maju dinos have big enough monsters to run over this card. Also, you can crush into it with a card that has also 3,000 attack. Borrelsword Dragon. It's one of these cards that can do that. If a Link monster is attached to it, it gains more attack. So that can help to crash into this card. Then the second way to get rid of this card will be to special summon it out with cards like Kaiju, Sphere Mode Ra, cards like Lava Golem. These cards, I want a 1 card out to Dragoon. Yes, they are very situational, and you may not want to use these cards for other decks. That is what people have been complaining about, that you have to side in special cards for this deck. But these cards can out Dragoon just with 1 card. Also, a card like Super Poly exists, and it's also played in the meta. Super Poly, since it cannot be responded to, you can Super Poly that Dragoon away and go into something like Mud Dragon if you happen to have the right materials to do so. Also, another boss monster that is actually very, very, very competitive and very played will be something like Zeus, that can be sent to graveyard and not destroy every other card in the field. So this would effectively get rid of Red Eyes Dragoon. Other than that, you have a second way to do so. Since Dragoon only has 1 negate per turn, you can go into something like Bake the Negate out, and then go into something like Ice Prison's Dragon, that it will let you special summon to the field a monster that your opponent has in the graveyard, and then send to the graveyard a card that is the same type, which is going to be Spellcaster, and the hard condition for Red Eyes Dragoon is that it has to be with a Dark Magician, so you can effectively send to the graveyard both cards, because you have to do 1 on your side of the field and 1 on the side of the opponent's field. Also, if you already baited out the negate, then you can do something like Triple Tactics Talent, that you may change of heart Dragoon, and maybe link it away, or special something else, or just you can just link it away and just get rid of it that way. Another way to get rid of Dragoon, or other ways to get rid of Dragoon, but you have to require 2 cards, will be the fact they have cards like Dark Ruler No More, that will get rid of the effects of the monster, and then you do something else just to get rid of it. Or you have cards like Forbidden Droplet that will negate the effects of monsters and just get rid of Dragoon. It also lowers the attack to the original 3000 because they lost the effects, and that is really helpful to get rid of Dragoon. But like I said, Dragoon has some downsides, and one of the downsides is that it has to be summoned. It has to be fusion summoned with cards like Red Eyes Fusion, and this card can be easily ashed or negated if you're going second. So this is the point where the card becomes vulnerable before it even comes in. So a card like Predaplant Verde Anaconda, it's played to protect this fusion, because if we read Predaplant Verde Anaconda, it's a dark link to plant type, attack is 500, it has no defense. It has the effect that reads as follows: so link summon, you need to affect monsters. You can target one face-up monster on the field. It becomes dark until the end of this turn. You can pay 2,000 life points and send one fusion or polymerization, normal or quick spell from your deck to the graveyard. This effect becomes that spell's effect when that card is activated. Also, you cannot normal summon monster for the rest of the turn. You can only use each effect of Predaplant Verde Anaconda once per turn. So you actually protect the fusion because they have to negate the effects of Predaplant Verde Anaconda with cards like Effect Vader or Infinite Impermanence, and that will negate that and make sure that that Red Eyes Dark Dragoon doesn't come into the field. This is why I think that Predaplant Verde Anaconda is the real problem and not Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, because it protects the weak point of this strategy. Also, it doesn't have the requirement that you cannot special summon after using Red Eyes Fusion, because it doesn't have that effect. It only has the effect that it will send your Dark Magician and your Red Eyes Beat Dragon to the graveyard, and then you can special summon Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. So that even protects it, and it eliminates a downside that Red Eyes Fusion has, that you cannot special summon anything else for this turn. So that being said, the main reasons that they ban cards is because, one, the card is just too powerful, which Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, it is powerful. It's not unbeatable, but it's powerful, and that is used in a large percentage of the meta. Granted, we haven't had huge events like in-person events because of COVID, but the data we do have is the one that follows. And we're gonna look at the top 8 just to see the results and what they're running. In first place, we have Zodiac Tri-Brigade, and his main decking 42 cards, and as you can see, is not running Dragoon. It's running Zeus, the Zodiac package, and it wants to end up in a board where it has Access Gold Talker and Appaloosa in the board. For first place, we had Zodiac Tri-Brigade. And in second place, we have Drytron, which is a 40 card deck. This one is actually running Dark Magician, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, but it's running a small package of 5 cards, which is the 2 vanillas here, which is Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon, and then is running the 1 Red Eyes Fusion. It's running Predaplant Verde Anaconda, which proves that what I'm saying is that this deck is not the objective of this deck is not summoning Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. It's just that if they can do it, they will do it. But they can do it, splash it in because of Verde Anaconda. Then we go to the third place. Third place is Zodiac, pure Zodiac, and it's running a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. This one is actually putting a little bit more resources, running 3 Red Eyes Fusion, so they do want to see Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. But as you can see, they're running 3 Zeus, and I don't think their main focus is to run Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. It's just to end up in a board where they have Zeus. And like I said, it's pure Zodiac. They are running the Verde Anaconda just to make sure that they have those 2 monsters to go into the Red Eyes Fusion and into Dark Dragoon. Then we have Top four. Number 4 is gonna be Phantom Knight deck. It's running 40 cards. It doesn't run any Red Eyes Dragoon, but it does want to end up in a board when they have a Apollousa, and that's the number 4 Phantom Knights. Then we have number 5. Then we have a Dogmatika Dragoon Guru deck, which is a 60 card deck. This one actually is running the package for Dragoon. It's running the Red Eyes Fusion, 3 Red Eyes Fusion. It's running the Predapart Verde Anaconda. It's running the 2 vanillas right here, which is Red Eyes Black Dragon and the Dark Magician. And it obviously has a Big Boy Dragoon. Number 6 is Zodiac Tri-Brigade. It's running the like I said, Zodiacs. They want to end up in Zeus or Axis Skulltalker or a Apollousa board. So they are not running Red Eyes Dragoon. Number 7 is Dogmatika Shaddoll Invoked. They are running Predaplant Verde Anaconda because they have another way to protect their fusions. They're also running obviously the Magic Meltdown because they are running Invoked. And this is another way to protect your fusions, but they are not running Red Eyes Dragoon. They want to end up in boards where they have Winda and Construct and or Mechaba. And then in last place for the top 8 and number 8, you have Ignister, and these are not running Dragoon at all. So if you recall, it's 1 deck that's running Dragoon, then 2 decks that's running Dragoon, and I think it's this one is 3 Dragoons, and I will say that only one of them has the strategy to actually end up in a board with Dragoon. The other ones, if they can make it, they will make it, but there's not the primary objective. And so yeah, I don't see how this is like a strategy that's taking over the top 8. Only 3 decks are running Dragoon, but a lot of decks are running Zeus. A lot of decks want to end up in that Zeus board and Axis Skulltalker and Apollousa. So yeah, I just don't see it. I see that if you take away the Predaplant Verde Anaconda, maybe only one of those decks will be playing the Red Eyes Dragoon, because in all reality, Predaplant Verde Anaconda is the one that makes it viable for decks not to put a lot of investment into the Dragoon strategy. Because of the Dragoon strategy, if you're going like full Dragoon, the Red Eyes Dragoon, you're gonna invest more cards into it that are actually bricks. If you either once you resolve one of them, Red Eyes fusions, the other ones become bricks because you don't have enough material to bring out another Dragoon out. And if you're running obviously the vanillas, you draw them. That's a brick right there. So in all reality, if you take out Predaplant Verde Anaconda, you make Dragoon a lot harder to make for this type of decks that don't invest all their resources to get Dragoon out. So that is my thinking of why I don't think that they will ban Dragoon. But also, with all being said, I don't think they're gonna ban Predaplant Verde Anaconda either, because we have Destiny Hero Destruction Phoenix Enforcer that is coming out in the next set that needs Predaplant Verde Anaconda to make it a little bit more viable. And you can run pure hero deck and it will work, but you know, running that Predaplant Verde Anaconda makes it, like I said, splashable in a lot of decks, and you can run a smaller package and you just do whatever you want to do. Those were my thoughts on why I don't think they're gonna ban Red Eyes Dragoon. And so let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm missing something. I don't. Dragoon is a very strong card. I don't think it's unbeatable. But if you take Predaplant Verde Anaconda out of the equation, you're gonna make those decks that only run those 5 cards. It's gonna make it a lot more harder to bring out Dragoon, and they might not even play it at all if you take Predaplant Verde Anaconda out, because they're not invested into the strategy. So with that being said, that's it for today's video. Let me know if I'm missing anything. I want to thank our sponsors, Gaming and Decks, both are linked in the description of this video. That's it for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.